What's up guys, my name is Ace, and welcome to episode 6 of Q&A. If you have a question you'd like me to answer, make sure you leave it in the comments of this video, and I'll be sure to answer that in the next episode, whenever that may be. I'm going to continue this series until you guys stop asking questions, so keep asking. And just like with previous episodes, if I don't answer your question, that usually means that I've already answered that question in a previous Q&A video. So I just can't answer every single question, especially if I'm repeating myself over and over. Alright, so let's just jump right into them. So first few questions from Little Big Gamer. Will you get a PS3 to play with your subs on PS3? I do have a PS3. I've owned it forever, basically, since launch time. I don't have Black Ops 2 for it yet, though. I am planning on getting it, and once I do, I will let you guys know, and then we can play. Next question from him. What's your opinion on the new game mode Arms Race? I'm never really have been a fan of TDM, so I don't really like the Arms Race playlist. Plus, I find it's just mainly parties from what I experienced. I didn't play it too much. I played it for, I don't know, 3 or 4 games the day it came out, and it was just all parties, and it just wasn't very fun for me. I don't really find Team Deathmatch to be that fun. And next question, what do you expect from Call of Duty Ghosts? I don't know. I expect basically the same thing that we've been getting from previous Call of Duties, with slightly better graphics and maybe a few little innovations like they have been doing in the past few years. So nothing too spectacular. I just hope it plays smoothly. It plays the same as all of the Call of Duties have played, gameplay wise anyways, or for the feel of the game, I guess you could say. But I hope they do a little bit more innovation, and I just want balance, just like Black Ops 2 has. I find Black Ops 2 to be quite balanced, and that's what I want in a future game. And the last question from him, what is your opinion on the best way to get XP? I would say Hardpoint, actually, for me personally. That's where I get my most XP, is in Hardpoint. It's probably different for everybody, but that's what I find best. Okay, so moving on to the next guy. Jeans or shorts, long sleeve or t-shirts? I'm a jeans guy. I am from Canada, so there aren't very many months of the year that I can wear shorts, but even in the summertime, I typically wear jeans over shorts. And then long sleeve or t-shirt, doesn't really matter to me. I guess t-shirt, I'll have to say. Moving on to the next question. This is pretty similar to the one that I just answered a few questions ago, but what would you like Call of Duty Ghosts to implement into their game? I would like to see Specialist or something similar to Specialist return for this, because I really enjoyed playing with Specialist in Modern Warfare 3, and I would just hope that they'll bring in more guns and more maps, and the graphics, that I hope the graphics will improve. That's pretty much it. That's all I can really think of right now. I don't want them to go too overboard and try something too crazy. I want them to still keep the same basic idea of Call of Duty, because that's what we love about Call of Duty. But I do want to see some innovation. Next question, what do you think are the OP guns or overpowered guns? At this point in Black Ops 2, I think it's quite balanced, and there's nothing that really stands out as being completely overpowered. I would like to see a little bit of a tweak to the flinch when snipers are shot, because I find it pretty frustrating when you run into a sniper at, I don't know, 15 feet or so. You shoot him 3 times with an SMG, you only need that one more bullet to kill him, and then he just one-shots you instantly, and it's a quick scope. You watch the kill cam, he quick scopes you, and he doesn't get kicked up above your head like he should after being shot 3 times. He just stays perfectly on target, and he's able to take you out. And I find that really frustrating, because I really don't feel that the sniper deserves a kill in that situation. With any other gun, if you get your first 3 shots on target and you're ready for your next shot, then you should be winning that gunfight. Unless it's a shotgun, but that's a totally different story. Shotguns are sort of designed to do that if you're within that range. Whereas sniper rifles are designed for long-range gunfights, and it seems like a lot of the times, in the right hands, they do have a bit of an unfair advantage at close range. Okay, so the next questions are from Gmaster636. Do you think Minecraft videos with a face cam would be a good way to, I'm pretty sure you meant to say expand your audience right here, and just a way to make a live video more lively instead of just predictable Call of Duty. For this channel, I really want this channel to be Call of Duty based. I do play a little bit of Minecraft, and I have been playing around with the idea of possibly doing a Minecraft video, maybe with a face cam too, but I'm just not really feeling it right now. I'm not really into that. It may happen in the future, so I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but it's not really in the plans for any time soon. And the next question, what do you think about new war streaks, basically death streaks, and traps being Call of Duty Ghosts? I haven't heard anything about death streaks. I haven't been home much to do my research because I've been doing that big job for that past month. But traps I did see a little bit about, and I think it's going to change the way it plays a little bit, but I think it might be sort of gimmicky, just looking at it. It might be something that we really don't use often, or they'll be really easy to avoid. So I don't know, I guess we'll have to see how they play out and how they actually implement that. Moving on, if you can go to any country you like, where would you go and why? I would think I would like to go to Italy, just because I've traveled quite a bit and I've been to quite a few countries, and that's just the big one that I haven't been to yet. The one that most typical travelers would go to are people that go overseas to Europe or something like that. Yeah, I've never been to Italy and I'd like to visit there. And the second question, do you have a girlfriend? Yes, I do. We've been dating for about 4 months now, I think. Yeah, about 4 months, and things are going great. So next up, what are some of your new series? I don't want to give away too much, mainly because I'm not 100% committed to doing these series, so I don't want to say that I'm going to do something and then change my mind and not actually do it. But I am planning on doing some League play stuff and just a few more tip type series, and there'll be more general tips to help beginners out, mainly, because I've been getting a lot of messages saying, like, these tips are great, but I'm struggling to even get 1 KD or something like that. So I'm planning on doing a series about that, basically, where I will just basically help beginners out and give really basic tips. Moving on, what do you think about the S12 shotgun? Do you think it sucks, needs a buff, or it's a good gun, and why? I don't have a whole lot of experience with the S12, but from my experience, I think it is pretty balanced. Since it is a semi-auto and it shoots quite fast, I don't think it should be able to be getting one-shot kills very often, and I think the range is pretty good with that. Next question comes from Lord Scotsworth. What are your thoughts on COD making its way back to World War II? I feel like the whole modern warfare approach is become overplayed. Although I really like World War II era games, and I think it's really cool because they can actually recreate certain historical events to some degree anyways. I don't think Call of Duty will ever make its way back to World War II, or at least not in the near future. And this is just because they've sort of committed to pushing further and further into the future and innovating and creating new types of guns and new situations and things like that. And if they just go all the way back to World War II, I think that would just be a step backwards for them, and it might even have some serious implications for the series if they took a step back like that. Having said that, I would love to see some more World War II shooters come out that aren't Call of Duty, and I'd love to play them. Moving on to the next question, if you could make a game mode, how would it be? I haven't really put too much thought into this, but I thought about it a little bit, and I would love to see another game mode with no respawn, like Search and Destroy, or maybe with a set number of lives, because I really like how Search and Destroy makes you play tactically, but I think it could use, I don't know, just something new, basically. I don't mind Search and Destroy. I don't think there's anything wrong with Search and Destroy, but I think it would be kind of cool if they tried out something new with a new game mode. I don't really have any ideas of what it would be, but just something with no respawn, because you have to play really tactically. Next question from Jim Johnson. What languages do you speak? Obviously, I speak English, and I speak a little bit of Spanish. I wouldn't say I'm fluent in Spanish, but I can understand it quite well, and I can sort of speak it enough that you can understand me if you're Spanish, I guess. I can get my point across, but I wouldn't say I'm fluent. Next questions come from Ghost Ninja 985. If you could use only one perk in Black Ops 2, what would it be? Definitely toughness. I don't know how many times toughness has saved me, and I don't have a class without toughness that I can think of right now. And also, what is your favorite tier 1, 2, and 3 perks? Pretty easy for me. Tier 1, Flak Jacket. Tier 2, obviously toughness. And tier 3, what's it called? Dexterity. They're all just very versatile, very useful, and they'll save you in a lot of situations. Alright, so this next question refers to the gameplay in episode 5 of Q&A. and it's asked, do you have select fire on your SWAT 556, and what advice do you have on using the SWAT 556 on maps? So yes, I was using select fire in that gameplay because I was playing hardcore, and the SWAT 556 is actually great for hardcore if you're using select fire because that has a really high rate of fire, and it's still quite accurate. As for advice, and this is for non-hardcore and when you're not using select fire, basically just stay back, don't get in too close to your enemy because you're not going to win a lot of close quarters gunfights. Just stay back a little bit, keep your gunfights at mid-range if possible. Moving on to the next one, who are you subbed to on YouTube? Now it's a little bit of a list, but I'll go through them. Some of them are really big guys that everybody knows, and some of them are guys with, I don't know, 100 subs or less, or just not very many subs that a lot of you guys won't know. So I'll leave all links in the description of this video so you guys can find everybody. So let's just start listing them off, I guess. C9ers, Hutch, Optic Nade Shot, Scumpy, Optic Scumpy that is, Onslaught, A Punk Gaming, Tetian M, Office Austin, Mr. Tony Stark 717, Huppet Gaming, and Xcal. Next question comes from Elite Gamer Pro 991. What is your favorite game mode overall, including hardcore and party stuff, and in any other COD game as well? I'm kind of torn right now between Domination and Hardpoint. They're both so great, and they both offer really different things, and they play really, really differently, so they're kind of hard to compare to each other, but I would have to say Domination is what I play most often. Next up, what's your favorite Black Ops 2 kill streak? I'm going to have to go with VSAT on this one just because it allows you to see everybody and you can rush as hard as you want and just use your gun basically. Unlike the other score streaks where you just call them in and they do their own thing. Up next, what's your favorite TV show? I'm going to have to go with How I Met Your Mother, although I really like things like Game of Thrones, Mad Men, what other ones? Breaking Bad I find really awesome. There's a bunch of great ones out there, and I think How I Met Your Mother is just the easiest to jump into and watch at any time without having to know what's going on in the storyline. Next question from the same guy, are you married? No, like I said earlier, I have a girlfriend, and no, I'm not anywhere near close to marriage yet. And next question, why did you choose Mercenary Mosh Pit on your Road to a Lost series? That was basically just to eliminate the chances of running into a full party, because if you do run into a full party while playing any other game mode, you're basically screwed in most situations. There's almost nothing a single player can do to alter the game if you're against a full party. Whereas in Mercenary Mosh Pit, one person can typically carry a team, and it's not that difficult, and I can actually keep the series going for quite a few episodes. I also chose it for variety because I didn't want to be playing Domination game after game or something like that, so it gives you a little bit of variety in the game modes for you guys. Next question, will you do a Minecraft Let's Play? Like I said earlier, probably not anytime in the near future, but I am considering the idea and sort of playing around with it. And PS4 or Xbox 720, or Xbox One is now what we know it's called. This was before the reveal. Right now it's really way too early to tell, but I am leaning towards PS4. Moving on, do you think that Black Ops 2 is more for a younger audience, while Modern Warfare 3 is for an older one? The maps are brighter and has much more going on, while Modern Warfare 3s are dark and focused on the game. Black Ops 2 also has things like lava and stuff. No, I don't think they're designed for different audiences. I think it's designed for the exact same audience. The games are just trying to set a different mood with the storyline and just with everything that's going on. Plus, they're trying to be unique. They don't want to be the same game, and it's two different companies developing the games, so that's why there'd be a different mood that they're trying to set. Next question comes from Garrett Butler. What are your favorite pistol and rifle calibers and why? And more snowman shooting. Okay, so favorite pistol caliber for me is actually a 9mm. I just find it really enjoyable to shoot. It's relatively inexpensive compared to like a 45 or something bigger than that even, or a 357 or whatever. 9mm is fairly cheap to shoot. It's not like I'm going to be shooting a human or anything, so I don't need the stopping power of a 45. And rifle caliber, I'm actually going to go with a 17 HMR right now, and that might be a little bit surprising because it's such a tiny bullet. It's actually smaller than a 22 long rifle, but it moves so fast and it's so accurate. It's great for shooting gophers and coyotes and stuff like that, and I just have a lot of fun with my 17 HMR. As for the more snowman shooting comment, I am planning on doing another shooting video with my CZ75, which is a 9mm. It's actually in Black Ops 2, and I just got it not too long ago. But for that, I have to go to a range to shoot it. And also, even though I'm in Canada, it doesn't snow year-round, so there aren't any more snowmen left. There's no snow here. It's pretty much summertime here. Maybe next winter I'll do something with snowmen and make it a little bit more awesome than my last snowman shooting video. Next one comes from Demigod115. Do you like strategy games? Why or why not? If you do like strategy games, which is your favorite? I actually never really have gotten into real-time strategy games or any kind of strategy games, and it's just not for me. When I play a video game, I typically like first-person shooters, and that's what I stick to, and that's basically my reason why. Nothing against real-time strategy or anything like that, it's just not for me. So moving on, do you think destructible environments in Ghosts will complicate things or make them better? Now, we haven't seen really anything too much about destructible environments. We saw a little bit about traps and stuff like that. But as for destructible environments, I think it doesn't really fit well with Call of Duty, and I hope they don't do it like Battlefield does, because basically you need those buildings and those lines of sights. I like how things are set in Call of Duty. I said this in another video, it's like a chessboard to me when you're playing Call of Duty. And if you're able to just take down a building, then it kind of ruins that whole element of knowing the lines of sight and knowing how to navigate the maps at all times, basically. Next up, how do you feel about the Ghost teaser trailer? And this was actually at the time when the that Masks trailer came out, so it wasn't the reveal that just happened on last Tuesday. This was referring to that teaser trailer called Masks. I thought it was kind of neat. It didn't really reveal much like it's supposed to be. It's supposed to just be a teaser and to kind of get you intrigued. And I think it accomplished that. It was kind of weird, but whatever. I think it's alright. I think it was kind of cool. Okay, so the last questions for this video come from Adam Funnel. And what are your thoughts on spawn trapping? Cruel or clever? Now, I kind of see it as there are basically two ways of spawn trapping, or two kinds of spawn trapping. There's a spawn trapping where you guys are extremely organized and you basically are watching the enemy team spawn and they have absolutely no chance of escaping their spawn. I think that's cruel. I think it's kind of exploiting the game a little bit once you're able to figure that all out. So I think that's cruel. But then there's the other spawn trapping where maybe you're playing domination. I can think of an example on Hijacked, and you have them at the A spawn and you don't want to flip that spawn. Why would you flip that spawn? You're holding C and B. They keep spawning at A. It's very controllable. Very easy to pick them off as they come from spawn. There's no reason for you to push in and flip their spawn. You might as well sort of keep them in that spawn, or some people would call it spawn trapping. And I think that's fine because it's just the smart thing to do. You're not really trying to exploit the game by making sure you cover off every other spawn and make it impossible for them to spawn somewhere else, and then you basically kill them as soon as they spawn in. You're just kind of controlling the spawn, I guess. It's sort of a gray area. And the last question for the video, you mentioned you play solo mostly, and I get frustrated playing alone, especially when I'm the only one on my team going positive. And do you have any tips for playing alone for standard team games? Basic tips, don't play team deathmatch or kill confirmed, I would say. I know a lot of people will disagree with that, but I find that one person really can't carry a team in team deathmatch and kill confirmed. Because if your teammates are just dying over and over and over, then that's not your fault. There's no way you can control that, and it's just helping the other team out. So play objective game modes and play the objectives. So you want to be the one controlling the objective and just trying to carry your team as much as possible. And another thing that goes along with that is don't rely on random teammates. Even if you think your teammate has your side covered, don't assume that it's completely covered. Always think there could still be an enemy coming from there, and that teammate may not be as reliable as you expect him to be. Okay, so that's going to wrap it up for this episode. If you have any questions you want to ask me, it can be about video games, it can be about my personal life, just not too personal and not too weird. Then feel free to ask them and I will answer them in the next episode. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys next time.